Welcome, welcome, welcome to Queen's Lariat Podcast. I'm your host, AJ, and in today's episode, we're going to do another superstar spotlight, this time on the Stardom icon, Mayu Iwatani. But before I get to that, I just want to give a couple thoughts on the Royal Rumble. So, the Royal Rumble, I thought, was a pretty good match. I know a lot of people are upset with Charlotte winning the Royal Rumble. Um, I, as for me, I'm not upset about it. I mean, I would have preferred somebody else to win, but I'm not upset about it, mostly because I expected the outcome of Charlotte winning when it was announced that she would be in the Rumble and she was coming back. It just seems like a natural fit to have her challenge Tiffany Stratton at Mania, but I guess I'm fine with it. I mean, like I said, it would have been cool to see Roxanne win and be the first NXT wrestler to win the Rumble. And that would have been one hell of a way to start her main roster career off. But a couple other things I want to talk about is a couple of the surprises, like Jordynne Grace finally debuting as a member of the WWE roster. She looked pretty strong in the Rumble. I'm curious to see where they're going to place her, whether it be in NXT or on Raw or SmackDown. I don't think you can really go wrong with any of the choices, but I personally would prefer to see her on the main roster. I don't think she's needed in NXT with the amount of star power they already have in NXT's women's division. And I think she's more suited to be on the main roster, whether that's putting her in the mid cards or using her or putting her as a direct opponent to either Rhea or Tiffany. But I'm excited to see Jordynne Grace finally as a member of the WWE roster. Also, I want to just give a couple shout outs to some strong performances in the Rumble. Of course, Io Sky had an amazing performance going for an hour. Liv Morgan had an amazing performance. And the aforementioned, and who I mentioned before, Roxanne Perez, had a pretty strong performance in the Rumble too. I also want to give a shout out to all of the NXT girls who were in the Rumble. It was amazing to see them there. I watch NXT every week. I love NXT. NXT is my favorite brand in WWE. So it was good to see them. And also, yeah, I thought it was awesome to see them. And it says a lot that you had, I think, about 5 women from NXT in the Women's Rumble, but none of the men. I feel like it's saying a lot. But anyways, that was just a couple thoughts. Also, before I move on, I was happy to see Alexa Bliss back. I know there's people out there that don't particularly care for Alexa Bliss, but I do. Like, if it wasn't for her, that women's revolution era, it wouldn't be where it was. She was a very important part. I know a lot of people talk about the 4 horsewomen when it comes to that women's revolution era, but I think a lot of respect and dues needs to be given to Alexa Bliss as well. But anyways, it was a great match. Like I said, I can give or take Charlotte as a winner, but it is what it is. So moving on, the topic of today's episode, like I said, is another superstar spotlight on Mayu Iwatani from Stardom. And I may be pronouncing her name wrong, but here we are. So let's get started. So first, I'm going to just speak about a couple of stats on Mayu Iwatani for the people who don't really know of her or, watch Stardom. And then I'm going to give them my thoughts on Mayu Iwatani. So the first thing, let's start with, she debuted in January of 2011 with Stardom. She is the current IWGP Women's Champ. She is a former Ring of Honor Women's Champion. She won the Tokyo Sports Grand Prize, which is basically the best women's wrestler in Japan. Well, they have a lot of them, like they do a whole award show, but she won the Joshi Poretsu Tokyo Sports Grand Prize. She's the best women's wrestler in Japan. She's also is a 5-time Artist of Stardom champion, a 2-time Goddess of Stardom champion, a high speed champion, a 2-time Wonder of Stardom champion, 2-time World of Stardom champion, which makes her a Grand Slam champion within Stardom. She also has won the Cinderella tournament twice. She's won the 5-star Grand Prix. And as if you know anything about Stardom, she does have a movie based on her life called Runaway Wrestler, which I heard was pretty darn cool. Okay, so my thoughts on Mayu Iwatani is that I think she is an awesome wrestler. In my opinion, she's easily one of the best in-ring wrestlers in the world right now, male or female. Mayu Iwatani is just that darn good. She's been that good for a very long time. Now, you can't talk about Mayu Iwatani without talking about the fact that she was the backbone of Stardom for so many years. When Io and Kyrie left, she was the main one that Stardom depended on while big stars were coming in. Other big stars were coming in, like Tommy Hayashishita, Julia, and Suri. And while they were coming up in Stardom and coming to Stardom, she was always the stalwart there. She was always the backbone. She also was a part of a trio in Stardom called Stardom, which was the three daughters of Stardom, which was her, Io, and Kyrie. She also had a stint in Lucha Underground as in the Black Lotus Triad with Io and Kyrie. Like I said, she's just such an amazing talent. And my thoughts on her initially when I started watching Stardom, I wasn't really into Mayu Iwatani. I thought, yeah, I know she's like the big name from Stardom, but I was like, it's so many other women, more interesting characters. But the moment that turned me around on Mayu Iwatani was watching her wrestle Suri for the IWGP Women's title. And I think it was 2023 was the year. And that was a 5-star match for me. She was so good in that match. And then she went on to have a 5-star classic with Saray too. And I think this was in 2024 that we saw that match. But Mayu Iwatani is just a consummate icon of Stardom. Like, you can't think of Stardom without thinking of Mayu Iwatani. Like I said, she's had so many great matches. A couple of my favorites, like I mentioned, was the match against Saray. Her match against Julia, I think in the 2021 5-star Grand Prix. The match against Saray, she's just excellent. I know there's other big matches out there, but those are just some of my favorites. Like I said, she's just awesome. And I know it's big questions about her future coming up in March, if she's going to stay in Stardom, if she's going to leave and test the waters wherever, whether it be Marigold or as a freelancer, or hey, maybe she might take the chance to go overseas and maybe we may see her pop up in WWE or AEW. But wherever Mayu Iwatani goes, there's a ton of good matches, or whether she stays in Stardom, there's a ton of good matches to be found there. But anyways, this was just a short, quick episode, a superstar spotlight about Mayu Iwatani. Thank you for listening. You can follow me on Twitter. You can listen to us on Spotify and YouTube. Thank you for listening. I'm out.